Today we're going to be taking a look back at the Nintendo 3DS's web browser, and we're going to see if it's still usable in 2025. Now, as you may already know, the 3DS came with an internet browser, and while at the time it was released it was alright for most websites. It offered support for HTML5, JPEG and PNG images, and tabbed web browsing as well. Along with that, it also came with touchscreen navigation, which is a pretty big deal back in 2010. And back then, many websites were lightweight and they were focused on providing basic output. However, in the year of 2025, today's websites are built around frameworks and dynamic content, and with the 3DS's mere 128 megabytes of memory and an outdated WebKit version, the capabilities are pretty limited. Now, before we continue, let's actually talk a bit about the 3DS's web browser, which was a web browser engine designed for embedded devices like consoles and TVs. It was well optimized for devices with constrained power and memory, which fits perfectly with what the 3DS is, which explains why Nintendo chose to go with that. Now, believe it or not, Nintendo surprisingly stuck with NetFront from the Nintendo DS all the way up to the Nintendo Switch. Now, the new 3DS actually got an updated version of the internet browser since it was so much more capable. The differences aren't actually that noticeable, besides the faster website loading and basic WebGL support, but the key update is that the updated version of the browser was built mainly for YouTube or video playback. So let's check YouTube out and see if the site loads and still plays back video. Now, to open up the web browser, all you have to do is press the internet browser icon up there and then just open it. Pretty simple. Before we actually hop into YouTube, this is something that I do remember very vividly. So on the new 3DS, there was actually an Easter egg where you could play like a little game on the internet browser. You gotta tap your stylus to the beat of Super Mario, so it goes like this. So yeah, and then you get stage select. The game's pretty similar to the iPod game, the iPod block game, so you gotta move the little thing there and you can hit the blocks. It's pretty cool. I'm obviously not gonna go through that. I wanna hop into YouTube instead. So bad news, guys. Unfortunately, YouTube does not work in the year of 2025. You'll basically just get stuck on this unloaded segment of the YouTube website. And this actually happens on both the desktop version and the mobile version. It just doesn't load. But man, I remember watching YouTube on my 3DS. So funnily enough, you could actually watch 3D video with the little media player. I have no idea how it worked and I never really used it, but I do remember that being a feature. Alright, well, now that we've got YouTube out the way, let's go ahead and try out Wikipedia. It's a relatively simple site. Alright, let's go ahead and press open. And are you kidding me? Alright, well, Wikipedia doesn't even bother loading. Let's try something really lightweight with like some text-only news. So let's go ahead and try out light.cnn.com, and this website is basically just a much more lightweight version of CNN. Right, let's press open, and of course it doesn't even bother loading. It's not really looking great for the 3DS right now. So we got that same error. Now correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I'm quite sure this error is because of SSL certificate compatibility. And of course, Google's website obviously loads. I don't know how they do it, but Google surprisingly works on pretty much anything, like any device, whether it's outdated or not. But now I'm pretty curious, do other search engines work? So let's go ahead and check out DuckDuckGo. And this is unfortunate, I don't think DuckDuckGo works. The start page doesn't work, and I've even tried the, I've tried their main site as well. Their main site doesn't seem to load at all. You know what, let's go ahead and try out Nintendo's own website, you know? I mean, that should surely work. This is their own console. Bruh. Yeah, it's that same compatibility issue with the SSL certificates and all that. As we've seen, the 3DS's web browser, which was once a handy tool for basic internet access, is now a little more than a relic in 2025. It really does struggle to load modern websites, and it lacks certificates required for modern websites. I guess this video hasn't just shown the capabilities of the 3DS web browser, but it also shows how far the internet and its expectations have evolved. Rest in peace, 3DS web browser. You were once a good tool for homebrew. If you liked what you saw there, definitely consider liking and subscribing to the video. Feel free to join the Discord server as well. So this will most likely be my last video for 2024 before we head on into 2025. So I'll be seeing you guys next year. Bye bye!